Hi, everyone.
Hi.
We are the
Why
Why Nots.
And we are here with another book. Well, it's the second book of the series, Crave. I forgot I should have this right here, Crave. So we're going to talk about Crush today, and I have to just say the cover is gone. But it still has a nice little heart-bound cover. Thank you, Candace, for not, forgetting to bring the cover.
Yes. I always take the plastic part off when I read, so I forgot that.
Yeah, which I'm kind of the opposite. I keep it on.
Yeah. So what do you guys do? Do you take off the cover like I do and read it like this? Or do you have to read it like that? See, it always falls off. And I just can't.
Yeah, I just kind of like move
or
it
it's
with
because
it.
I do so much stuff at the same time. Help you with what? Okay, I'm coming. Read at the same time. Okay, anyway.
All right, so let's talk about this book. All right, so first I want to ask you, do you like how it started? Because the last book ended with her being,
spoilers.
Spoilers. Just to let you know, we are going to be talking about things in this book. So if you haven't read Crave, please read it before you watch the rest of this video.
Because we're not going to say, yeah, and beep, and beep, and beep, 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 did beep.
Yeah, and she's not swearing. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though this book has a lot of it.
Actually, you warned me about that, and it doesn't. I didn't think.
Well, I mean, for young adult kid readers, I feel like it's a lot.
I think it's good for 18-year-olds and up.
Yeah, but that's just my okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so please stop the video if you didn't read the book. So
we're already blushing, as you can tell.
Yeah. So the gargoyle at the end of the story. Mm-hmm. Were you surprised how she started out the book?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No.
Okay, why didn't you like how she started out
because
the book?
I read the first few pages assuming she was still the gargoyle.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, this is not making any sense.
Oh, really? See, I liked that.
No, I didn't like it.
I liked it because then it's like create a mystery and you're like,
it's a mystery,
she's out.
But then I wanted throughout the book to have part of her memory come back, part of her memory come back, part of her memory come back.
Which it might still, maybe the third book. I don't know. Or
better be the third
Or maybe there could be a book where...
A book that's like a little sliver saying 3 months in the life of gargoyle-ness,
Yeah.
Have like a edited, like a little version of...
Yeah.
But then again, then we would know who she picked. Because if that memory came back, she would know what she did with Hudson.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I know.
So then we wouldn't have any more mystery.
But
maybe that'll be later.
But I liked the beginning of the book because then there was that mystery there, and yet
I liked all the people
I know the way they reacted. At first, I was like, "Is this her in the gargoyle?" Like I didn't know if like maybe she was like in a alternate reality.
Yeah, and thinking people are passing her, and she's like, why isn't anyone talking to me? Hello?
Yeah, so I was like, what's going on? Is she dreaming? Is she like in an alternate reality? And then when I saw, as soon as she went into the office is when I knew for sure.
Like because when the secretary freaked out.
Yeah.
But wasn't it weird that she thought, she didn't even know she changed?
Yeah, you think...
She's like, I gotta get to class, and I'm like...
Well, and that's one thing about the cover of the book too that threw me off, because the cover, like, you don't see it, but it was like a cracked stone and a rock. So I thought she's gonna come out of it that way, and she's gonna be in broken pieces everywhere. And I'm like, how does she not see that there's broken pieces all around her? But then I realized that's not how it works.
And then I realized, how is she a dang gargoyle? Like, the dad lost all of his magic. So then I even talked to you saying, well, what if a witch or whoever marries a human, they lose their magic, but they don't, but their offspring gains a part and becomes a gargoyle. So what if all these people have kids and they married for love, but they lost their magic and their kids turned into gargoyle, but no one knew?
Yeah, I don't know.
So maybe in the next few books she'll learn and start to meet all these kids that had... Yeah. And they could be gargoyles, and... Who knows? Well, that'd be fun. That'd be a good twist.
Well, since you brought up the whole gargoyle, like we've been talking about gargoyle, I wanted to, can we skip ahead a little bit and then backtrack? I don't
care. Sure.
All right. So what do you think of the gargoyle? Like, who do you think that the unkillable beast gargoyle is? Who do you think he is? The unkillable beast. Like, what connection does he have? Because, okay, this is why I'm saying
I only know who the woman is that he loves.
Okay, who do you think the woman is?
I thought it was the queen.
Jackson's mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, yeah. Right when he was talking, I'm like, oh, the husband, the king put him in there.
Yeah, I was thinking. He kept saying, I need to save her. I need to save her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking that he was in love with
the queen.
The queen.
Yeah.
And the whole gargoyle extinction, or not, that's not the right word, extinction, but
genocide.
I think they
called it.
Was the king reacting to what happened because he was
mad.
He
killed all of the
He was mad.
But then why didn't he kill him?
Maybe
she said leave him.
Maybe she said leave him, or maybe it's a punishment. Maybe him being stuck in there forever, dealing with the thought was like
I need
his
to
way
save
of making
her
him
and
punished.
I can't.
Yeah,
but I don't know what do you mean? Who do you think that guy was? I didn't even think about that. I didn't have that in my brain.
Who?
You asked me who the gargoyle is, and
yeah.
I wasn't even thinking.
Like, do you think? Okay, so this
who the gargoyle could be?
Like, do you think he's connected to Grace in any way besides of being a gargoyle? Do you think like?
Well, he really can't, because then she can't marry Jackson or Hudson at all.
I know. I'm just thinking on another plane. Let's say he is not in love with the queen. Who do you think the gargoyle is? Do you think he was the do you think all gargoyles have a connection where they can talk to each other and like?
Well, he could talk to her.
That's
the weird thing. I didn't even know who she was talking to.
I know.
During the final scenes,
I thought it was her subconscious.
Her brain.
Yeah, her subconscious is what I thought.
And I'm like, why is he saying? And then she talked about the oil, and I'm like, oh, it's him talking to you? Like, I didn't even. Yeah. But he never talked to her until they met.
No.
That's the weird thing.
The whole time in the book, Crave, all those voices that she heard was telling her not to do things, not to go with Flint into the tunnels. That kind of stuff was him. That's what.
How do you know that?
Hudson told her. Hudson said that's who has been talking to you all along.
Oh, see, I didn't put that together.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I thought it was her subconscious saying, don't do that.
Yeah, so I'm like, do all gargoyles have this?
It's sort of like werewolves. Connection? All werewolves have that supposed connection from Twilight, correct?
Yeah.
They can talk to each other, so why not gargoyles?
Maybe.
Unless they're certain feet away from each other, because obviously that didn't happen when she was in California. Maybe you have to be so much in perimeter. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well, they didn't really talk much about what she did in California, too. Maybe she did have those and thought it was her subconscious.
Yeah, I guess. But then wouldn't he have warned her?
Yeah, maybe.
Like her mind, hey, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, keep your parents at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, he doesn't necessarily see the future.
I don't know. He's really old. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. But gargoyles are also the protectors, they said, and that could have been maybe they protect each other that way. Yeah. By talking to each other.
Did you have a guy in mind?
What guy?
The gargoyle, like who he is.
Oh, I think he might have been the guy who was in the circle with them. That there was a gargoyle in the circle with them before the genocide. So he might have been the king of the gargoyles.
Oh, and he could have fell in love with the queen or something?
Yeah, because they're in the circle. They have connection that way. Don't you think?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought it was just the queen's lover.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
And the king was like, no, I want her.
But you have to think about it. The genocide started like 1,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson and Hudson, all that happened after.
Yeah.
So maybe they weren't even married yet.
Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I think
like they weren't he wasn't maybe a lover. Maybe he was going to be the one marrying her.
Yeah, I think he was a mate, and the Vampire King decided he wanted her instead, and then his plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, that's crazy. Whatever. I wonder what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, exactly. Comment.
So this is what I want. I actually have this part marked because.
Ooh.
What do you? Okay, first of all, in the laundry room. Let's go to the laundry room. Okay, with Hudson and Grace. Okay? And he starts dancing with her and making her dance with him. What did you think of that part?
That worried me. Because I thought that was a gargoyle part.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
In the beginning. In the beginning of the beginning, before he helps her. He makes her dance, doesn't he?
That's what I mean, but I think that happened a lot when she was a gargoyle.
Oh,
That's why when he started doing it, I'm like, you knew that was her favorite song. You knew she liked this song. Mm-hmm. You guys danced a lot, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Like, it just seems...
And then the whole memory thing, I already shared that memory with you.
And she didn't even share any of those with Jackson, because Jackson just seems like... But you know what? I shouldn't say that. It got my heart more towards Hudson, because it seemed like he cared about her past and cared about her memories, when Jackson didn't. But in a way, Jackson didn't have any time, because he's too busy protecting her and trying to save her life every stinking day.
That's true. I did think of that. I'm like, he had like, what, 2 weeks? This part was like, what, 2 or 3 weeks?
It's not much.
This book was like 2 or 3 weeks, and Hudson had 4 months.
Yeah, exactly.
And she was completely safe in there. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
But so, I'm thinking though, like, he already knew a lot about Grace coming. I'm almost wondering, like, Jackson, if he, like, because that's why he approached her, because he didn't like her coming, that maybe he already had, like, information on her. But I always wondered why he never asked about her story.
Well, I think it's because he was too busy protecting her.
Okay.
And remember when she saw that painting and he said, I got it for you?
He said, yeah, I didn't know it yet. I just didn't know it yet.
I'm like...
I love that part.
I was like, so, but how does someone know that it's their mate?
I guess they have that feeling.
But do they look or do they have to physically touch?
I think they have to physically touch.
Because then how would he know to get that? How would he know to warn her to leave? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems really bizarre.
Oh, I don't think that's why he was telling her to leave.
Oh, see, I thought it was.
Because in the beginning of in that chapter at the end, they were talking about how the wolves and other people were trying to use her. So before he even had contact with her, talking to her, he thought she was something that they were using as a game piece. That's why he kept saying, "You're a pawn. You're like a piece in this game," because that's how. So he wanted her out of there, just so he still had control and made sure no one tried to kill each other and things like that. And he thought she was going to be in there being used against him. But here, he ends up getting mated to her and totally switches it around, where now he has to protect her. Can you imagine the frustration?
I know, the horror.
But anyway, let's go back to the part
I hate it that he keeps calling her a human.
I know, because she's not anymore.
And that ticks her off.
I know.
But for how many weeks he thought of her as a human?
Yeah.
He had no idea.
He had to protect her all that time.
Exactly. And so he can't just all of a sudden flip a switch and be like, never mind, you can take care of yourself, lady.
Yeah, and he doesn't know, like, what a gargoyle actually does. Like, they all don't really know. They're, like, looking it up. So he probably still thinks she needs protected. But...
yeah.
Someone
and
who's
I think
been
she
with
does
her
too, because it's weird how with Jackson she gets all ticked off and upset when he needs to protect her, but she knows she doesn't know everything and she's scared out of her mind to do anything because she doesn't know how to do it.
Right, I know.
So it's like wishy-washy there too.
I know. All right, but I want to ask you your opinion on this one part, and this is for everybody, okay? Ooh. So here, this is a part that stuck out to me but wasn't ever explained. It's about the strings inside her. Like when Hudson's teaching her about the strings and how to use them to become a gargoyle.
Yeah, that did make sense. But
yeah. Okay, so she's going through all her strings and she's like, the orange is for reading and the blue is for the ocean and turquoise for her mother's laugh. And, like she's going through black for Jackson. And then she gets to one, and I'm going to scroll down.
Wait. Black is for Jackson.
Black is for Jackson.
But then the mate...
along with a single tone, two-tone thread that starts as a medium green, which I think is her, or the mating bond, I don't know, and keeps getting darker and darker until it fades into black. So I'm picturing black string, then a green one starts, and then it starts both of them starts going black. Okay, that's what I'm picturing. I don't know if that's what you're, but that's not what I'm getting at. Okay, we can talk about that later if you want. this part right here. There's even a brilliant emerald green string, almost shimmering. It's so iridescent. I start to reach for that one, but a voice warns me to stay away from that string.
What is it?
Exactly.
And it's the voice of the gargoyle.
Yes. So what in the world is that string?
I don't know. But also, what's the mating string? Wasn't that white or something?
No, it starts black, which she said Jackson's black. Remember, Jackson's string is black? So it starts out black, then it has green, then I'm picturing both of them turning black. Like they're both black again.
But does Jackson have his own separate string? Because I thought she said
Well,
something was a mating string.
It says black for Jackson along with a string 2-tone thread. So I'm picturing it started. You know what I mean?
Is that a new thread? I thought I saw somewhere where there's a mating. She said she grabbed the white one or something, and that was when she gave the energy to Jackson.
Oh, maybe. Maybe I missed that.
No, not
but
this paragraph.
There's a
another
shiny
one.
platinum one.
Yes.
Okay. So,
oh, that's the gargoyle one. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but maybe Jackson isn't her mate. Because if it's one string and then it turns into another one and then blends, it seems like that's not the whole string. Because the other strings were all one color. Like.
Unless that's the mating string. But why does it go black?
Yeah.
Didn't you have a theory about that?
Yeah.
What is your theory about that?
I thought, I know it's really weird. I thought Hudson was her true mate, but he died, and her mate then moved into Jackson. That sounds weird, but
you mean because he died?
Because he died.
So then it's almost
moved.
like he has to take care of her now, or he has to be her mate.
Yeah, even though then I'm like, well, then who's Jackson's mate?
Well, I don't know. But there's somewhere in the book, I'm not sure where, and I think it's Flint that says it. I think it's right before the competition that he said you can have more than one mate.
Yeah, because you can also choose a mate, but is it your soul mate?
Yeah. Is that what he said?
So I'm wondering if Jackson chose her because he felt it, but maybe it's his brother's mate, but he felt the strength and assumed it was his mate when it was really Hudson's mate. Yeah. I know it's really weird, but I was trying to think, why in the hang are they both saying they're her mate when they're not, obviously, unless Hudson died, Jackson took over and felt the strong bond and assumed it was mate instead of family. Maybe. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe. I don't know.
So she chose mate because she fell in love with him, and that's why the string changed color. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's my weird theory that doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying, so it does make sense. So
what was your thinking of why the string was...
Why it was going black? I feel like, which really scares me, I'm going to just say it scares me, is that when it was going black like that, because it was green, was because she was in the gargoyle. And her being in the gargoyle, being away from Jackson, was like she was dead. So that string now went black.
Oh.
And it
did say towards the end, the mating, it said something about the mating string lessened and she got close to Hudson. Hudson said that at one part.
Yeah.
Hudson said the mating, and then they mated.
Together. I don't know if he said that.
Well, it's sort of like he implied it.
Yeah, I don't think he actually outright said that, but yeah. I think I have one more question. Okay, going back to the beginning of the story. Sorry that it's going all over the place.
This is a big story.
It is. There's so much in here, and I could have so many different questions.
We could talk and talk.
But this is my thing before we end.
Okay.
The blood letter.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Do you really think, you said that she's motherly, okay, to Jackson, okay?
Supposedly, yeah.
Or do you think she has like foresight? Well, apparently she does, because she always knows when he's coming. But do you think she sees that he will be, that she wants to use him? Do you know what I mean? Do you think she thinks that she can use Jackson to her will because she took care of him.
Mm-hmm.
And really, he's going to be like the king. And
I think she knows she can't control Hudson. So I think she was okay with him being gone because she thinks Jackson deserves the seat. Even though it's Hudson's right. I don't know if it was her or the father or both working together that ended Hudson. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they would work together, but you also don't think that Cole would have been included in everything since the beginning, which was a surprise.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I know.
I mean, I thought he came on later on. I didn't think...
Yeah, I knew he did the
Cole
chandelier in the first book.
No, Cole and Hudson were fighting together. That's why I knew, wow, this goes back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Like, this has been a plan.
Yeah.
So...
I lost my train of thought. Speaking of Hudson, though. I love how he calculated this whole thing. How he had his quiet strength, and I know we're getting late, but quiet strength to, like, hold that power behind him, in himself, so his dad thinks it's gone.
Yeah.
So that way he couldn't be used anymore.
Yeah. I just felt bad, though, that he got beat up and he just let it go. His dad just thought he was nothing, and...
I know.
I don't know.
And yet he's the person that he is today, even though he had horrible parents.
But he's so cocky. Even with her.
But don't you...
And at the academy, that everyone said how cocky he was. But because I'm out of my dad's thumb. Woohoo! Like...
Yeah, or maybe that's... like his mask that he put on.
Yeah, just like
Jackson had a mask that he was all powerful.
But then who was telling Jackson all the horrible things?
Yeah.
Because Jackson was saying all those things.
Yeah, so here you have Hudson saying,
was it his mom?
I don't
saying how horrible.
Well, his mom, that's another thing. His mom gave him that scar.
Well, not his mom, the lady who grew up with, like,
Bloodletter.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Was it her who trained him on up that Hudson was evil, evil, evil? And he's planning to kill everybody, and here it wasn't the truth.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who was feeding Jackson these lies? Because they were lies.
Yeah, because, okay, to be honest, and speaking of Hudson's control, here Jackson took him out. But really didn't take him out. But he let Jackson do that. I mean, he's all powerful. He could have taken Jackson out. So that shows...
Well, I still don't know when he died.
Huh?
How did he die? Wasn't...
I think he kind of described it in the first book. I'd have to go back, but...
Yeah, I can't remember that.
But I feel like he said he was distracted, and he did it. But I'm thinking Hudson if he can make matter just disappear right in front of him.
Yeah, bones turned to ash.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Sorry. That was...
Yeah.
You get what
they were
you
melted.
Deserve.
And then I would have loved to see his dad's face when he realized his power wasn't really gone. That would have been the best.
I'm just glad nothing happened to him. Because Jackson seeing Hudson, they said they were near each other. Like, I would have been like, what the hang you doing here?
Oh, you mean that whole thing? Like, how did you come out? You mean like right before the
arena?
Yeah.
They were inside screaming, blah, blah. But even though he's going, he would have been like, what the hang?
Yeah, why are you here?
Brother, aren't you in her head? Like, because he doesn't know what happened. Yeah. But instead it just seemed like it was a everyday occurrence that brother came back to life.
Well, we don't know what happened. That happened halfway.
Well, where's the chapter? Because it's from Hudson's view. That would have been an awesome chapter to add.
Yeah.
Brother seeing him for the first time after killing him.
Yeah, because that also means Grace did not even ask him if she should do it.
Yeah,
and that going to start some problems.
Well, Jackson was all like...
Yeah. Oh, what do you think of the whole mating bond? I'm sorry, we're going really long.
I knew that was going to happen.
I know, because the way he threw it just in the trash can like it didn't matter in the first book.
No, I think Cole didn't get it from there.
Oh, but it was ripped up and he taped it together.
That's what Cole says.
No, that's what they said in the book.
Or they could have ripped it up. They could have ripped it up.
I don't know.
I just know the dad can do...
Yeah.
Here's this. He's a vampire. I got this from his trash can. He ripped it up. Here, use it.
Yeah.
Then someone's got to be on the inside. Which one of the vampires of Jackson's friends is not a real friend?
Oh, you think there's someone in his little circle? In his, not the order.
Yeah, in the order.
That's not
controlling him, but not controlling him. Like helping out the dad.
So sad.
Well, it has to be. Because Cole couldn't get it from his trash can.
Yeah, I know. Well, it wasn't his trash can. It was in the lobby.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he did it right there in the front of the school. Like, let me throw it right there where anybody can get it.
Well, that was
everybody watches Jackson. I mean, he, like...
Yeah, but wouldn't anyone have seen Cole go to the trash can when Jackson, dude, man, whatever you threw away, that guy just picked it up.
I don't know, unless he did it, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he didn't pick it up. Maybe even Leah picked it up at that point.
Oh, that's true, too. Because Leah and Cole probably were working together.
So who knows?
I don't know. This was a crazy book.
Yeah,
and we've already like talked your ear off, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We could talk about it a lot longer, but we're gonna have a third video coming up about both together.
Yes, and then maybe comparing it to another series.
And who we think should get Grace.
Yeah. Or who we would pick if we were Grace.
Yeah. Which we're not. But we can pretend we are.
I mean, anyway, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.